Welcome to another great episode of American Rifleman Television, brought to you by Cheaper Than Dirt, your ultimate shooting sports discounter. Now this week we continue our look at the handguns of the Great War, in particular the pistols and revolvers used by the British and Commonwealth during this epic conflict. This week's Rifleman Review is a competition-ready rifle right out of the box, and that's the STAG 3TM. For Eye of This Old Gun, we look at one of the classic Colt revolvers, and that's the Python. But right now, let's look at some other revolvers, including the Webleys and Handguns of the Great War.
With World War I, number one, you had huge armies taking the field, larger than the world had ever seen before. And you had enormous casualties. And by the winter of 1914, they're stuck in trench warfare.
Turn of the century, there were a number of trends in military handguns. The semi-auto pistol was coming on strong. Smokeless powder was a fairly recent introduction, and there were a lot of great theories that a small caliber bullet driven to higher velocity by smokeless powder would be just as effective as the big old fat clunky rounds that had been used before that. And the British were having none of this. They developed the Webley revolver.
The Webley revolver is an icon of the British Empire. The Webley is a large 6-shot top break chambered for the .455 Webley cartridge. It was designed as a man stopper. The .455 cartridge is somewhat underpowered, especially when you look at, say, the .45 ACP cartridge that came later, or in particular its contemporary, the .45 Colt. It's not a terribly fast-moving cartridge, and it's not moving at a lot of velocity. But what that allows is a top break design.
Well, the first of the Webleys that actually was adopted by the British Army to Mark I, and if you look at a Mark I, Mark II, Mark III, Mark IV, Mark V, you really have to be an expert and know what you're looking at to try and tell the difference between them, unless you look at the top of the barrel and see what it's marked.
This thing is so ugly, it's beautiful. It's massive, it's reliable, it throws a big O .455 diameter lead bullet, just enough energy to be effective, and it proved effective. The gun was reliable, it was an effective stopper, it just did everything you would want except look pretty.